Good morning, Sam. Beautiful morning to you, sportsmen and women. Welcome to today's edition of the program Talk Sport, right here in Nigeria's capital city, this beautiful Friday. The much talk about Friday is here for the Nigeria National League. Of course, the commencement across the country. There will be plenty of actions. On today's edition of the program, we'll be taking you straight to the headquarters of the Nigeria National League. Of course, the chairman, Mr. George Alu, will be joining us live to give us update on the readiness of Nigerians' participation in the Nigeria National League. And we'll be taking you to the solid mineral state, talking about Nasarawa United, where the spokesman of Nasarawa United will be telling us what the state government is doing in promoting sport in Nasarawa State. And of course, 3 Nasarawa states indigenous have been penciled down to fly the green, white, green in the forthcoming All-Africa Games in faraway Ghana. This and many more stories will come your way, plus the results of matches decided in the Nigeria Professional Football League. We've got them all for you. The Italian Serie A, and of course there will be plenty of action this weekend in the English Premier League. And I am Clinton Agbo, welcoming you on today's edition of the program Talk Sport on Global TV, right here in Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. Let's take a break. When we come back, our friends will say, bienvenue. Glad to have you back on the program Talk Sport right here on Global TV in Nigeria's capital city. We told you that the much talk about the second stanzas of the ongoing Nigeria National League will commence today across the country. Let's take you straight to one man whose responsibility is to ensure the free flow of football in what has been described as the beginning of football in Nigeria. He has 3 major assignments: to find them, catch them, and prepare them for the national assignment. He is the chairman of both of directors of the National League. I'm talking about Mr. George Alu. He is on the program this morning. Good morning to you, Mr. George.
Thank you very much, Clinton. How are you doing?
We are doing fine, and I know you are also doing fine. So how is it, sir?
Well, to God be the glory. Today, the 1st of March, let me say Happy New Month to Nigerians, and we pray that God will continue to bless our dear country and bless the people of Nigeria. Thank you. We are set for the second stanza of the league, and matches will commence today. 2 games actually coming up today. The first one will be in Kebbi, the new FIFA Go project in Kebbi, and that will be Kebbi United. They are playing at home for the first time against Malantariki FC. And then the other game will be in Fufure, Adamawa State, where Adamawa United, that are returning home for the first time, will be up against Sporting Supreme of Abuja. These are the 2 games today, and then tomorrow and on Sunday we'll have other games lined up in the 4 conferences A, B, C, and D.
Indeed, you are covering the entire country, bringing us the best of football. In your World Press Conference, you said you are going to intensify to ensure that unprofessional attitudes and, of course, hooliganism is not seen in the final phase. Tell us a little more about certain steps you have taken to ensure a free flow of the beautiful game of football in the Nigerian National League.
Thank you very much, Clinton. I want to start by saying that the first stanza of the league ran very smoothly. There was no hooliganism anywhere. The only incident we had was in Malufashi, when Malufashi returned home against Sokoto United. And we took prompt action. And because we want to play a decent league, a league where fans can go to the stadium and enjoy themselves, we promptly banished Malufashi out of their home base to Kaduna. So that is the only incident. And if you played how many number of matches, over 300 and something matches, and you have just one single incident, that is more than a pass mark. That is 99.9% pass mark. So in the second stanza, we want to continue in that state, and we want to ensure that all the matches are hitch-free. We have put machineries in place. At the start of the season, we told clubs that for you to play your home game, you must have at least 20 policemen on ground, and they all attend to that in the first stanza. In the second stanza, we want to insist on that. We'll make sure that there is tight security, and more importantly, the fans have been educated to ensure that football is all about friendship and not war. The way it happened in the first stanza, that is the same way we want to see it happen in the second stanza. And we'll ensure close monitoring of the games. And then we ensure that the away teams and the home teams stream their games live, because we want to see these games on television. And that brings me to Global TV's partnership with us. I say kudos to you. But you took some of our matches live in the first stanza, and I'm sure that you take more outside Abuja. You were even in Lagos, and you were in Enugu during the first stanza. I hear that you may be going to Nasarawa for the game against Nasarawa United and ABS. So I want to say a big thank you to Global TV for bringing NN games live. It equally adds value to the league and help us to ensure that these matches are played hitch-free.
Thank you very much for those good words to the management of Global TV right here in the Nigerian's capital city. One objective of Global TV is to catch them young and, of course, to partner with you to ensure that we have the best of television football across Nigeria. Let's come back to the responsibility that you have. You talk about fans. How soon will fans be trooping into some of your matches now that you have taken away the issue of poor officiating, taking away the issue of it must be a win situation? Now that you've taken the Nigerian football to this level, how soon can we start having fans showing some level of the passion we show in the Western football?
Fans coming to the stadium is a gradual process, but we're encouraged with what we saw in the first stanza. Clinton, if you remember, okay, you were in Nasarawa during the league opener between Nasarawa United and Zamfara United. That stadium in Lafia was filled to capacity. In fact, there was no space left when the league started. So, and we've monitored the situation from Lafia to other venues in Lagos. When Madiba played Smart City, at the Onika Waterfront, they call it the Mobilaji Junction Arena, now MJ Arena. It was a near full house. So the fans are gradually returning to the stadium. And the reason why the fans are coming to the stadium is because they now see that there's high level, the officiating has improved. I want to give kudos to the referees that handled the matches during the first stanza. They did very good job. And you see the results on the road. We had about 70% of teams winning on the road and getting draws in the first stanza. So with that level of officiating, improved officiating, fans are gradually returning to the stadium. And well, there are some venues where the number of spectators is not too good, but I think with the level of improvement that the league is having, we'll see more fans coming to the stadium to watch NNL games.
producing and preparing players that will fly the Nigerian flag. Now, let's look at your contribution to the national team. There were some few pockets of players who were told that made it from the NLL to under 17. At the end of this season, what would you say in terms of players that are being produced? Have you discovered any player you think can play for the national team?
Why not? Like you said, I'm happy. NNL players got looking from under 17 and under 20. Some players in NNL now, as I speak with you, are in Ladam Boso's team to the All Africa Games in Ghana, and that is a good development. And ultimately, we want to see players in NNL and MPFL play for the Super Eagles. And don't forget that even the goalkeeper of Giant Driller got a call up to the Super Eagles. So, and also, that shows you that we'll have good players that can play for Nigeria at that level. All we need is for the national team coaches to monitor the league more closely, because we have players on the home front that can actually play for at least the youth teams, the under 20 teams, and the under 23 dream team, because the NNL have most of these teams have young players that graduate eventually to MPFL. But the good thing, like I told you, is that I'm happy that some of our players got the nod of Ladam Boso to be in the team that is heading to the All Africa Games in Ghana.
I know at the end of the season, you normally come together what could be described as the Super 8. Tell us exactly, have you been able to start penciling down the states or the government that is willing to partner with you so that we have the best to run up the season?
Thank you very much. We are ready to talk with 3 states as I speak with you. Let me not mention the states at the moment, but 3 states have shown very strong indication to be part of our Super 8. And the Super 8, we want to make it bigger and better. And we are definitely going to announce the state that will be hosting the Super 8 before the second stanza of the league goes halfway, because we want to kickstart preparation for it. And we don't want a situation where clubs will say that we decided to a particular state when the season is already rounding up. So in the next 2-3 weeks, definitely Clinton said that we'll be hosting our Super 8, and we intend to make it a grand one.
Talking about the grand one, the report reaching us indicates that you are using your own kind of balls. Talking about your partnership with a football manufacturing company, with the plans of distributing some of these balls across all the teams. Have you received the second consignment of all this football, and when? If yes, when will you commence distribution of these balls to the various clubs under your supervision?
Okay, I want to say a big thank you to the Chief Executive Officer of the league, Emmanuel Atta, for doing a good job. And ProStar, the company that is partnering with us in that direction, gave us some balls. 4 balls each have gone to the clubs. And the consignment will be coming in by the end of this month that we are in now in March. And I must tell you that the clubs are so happy with the quality of the ball. It's fantastic. And each club now will get 10 clubs, 10 balls before the end of the season. So we are working on that, and I'm sure that before the second stanza go midway, all the clubs would have gotten it. But like you know, some of the clubs already have balls, these ProStar balls that they are playing with.
The chairman of the Nigeria National League, a veteran sport journalist, the man who is currently championing the NNL, talking about Mr. George Alu, right here with us this morning, taking a look at the commencement of the second stanza of the ongoing Nigeria NNL. Before you go, sir, let me come back to you and look at the matters of a sanction. Just one team was sanctioned in the first stanza, and you have put in place several measures to ensure that such ugly incident, we don't see it in the second stanza. Let's look at the committees you have put up. Beside that, what other motivation do we have on board on your leadership now? Yes, Mr. Chairman.
No, I didn't get that, Clinton. Can you come back?
Yeah, we're asking that what other motivation have you put on place that makes you different from your previous, those who were there, and the difference that we are seeing beside the free flow of football, what else in terms of motivation you have for the players, not only the players, the fans, as well as football administrators at the grassroots level?
Okay. If I got you right, Clinton, if I got you right, let me tell you one incentives like I've told you, I said before, is that one, the clubs, like you know, have gotten balls from us, and talk about the Super 8. We are going to ensure that unlike previous seasons when there was no prize money for the winners of the NNL, definitely there will be prize money winners of NNL this season. We already have an insurance company that has given us 5 million naira as prize money, but we intend to even add up to that before the Super 8 is actually played. We'll come up with fresh incentives for the club and all the participants.
Still hoping that we get clean signals with the chairman of the Nigeria National League, talking about Mr. George Alu, who is talking about the incentive. Just to also let you know that the management of Global TV is also planning to come out with the best goalkeeper of the year, the best player of the year, and of course to crown with the Glow footballer of the year in the ongoing Nigeria National League. We do hope that the chairman will join us in the next few minutes so that we can be able to round up the preparation for the commencement of the second stanzas of the game right here in Abuja today. There will be a game, of course, talking about the City FC will be in action, and there are plans that Global TV could transmit the match that will be coming up tomorrow at the capital of Nasarawa State, talking about Lafia, precisely at the Lafia Township Stadium. Let's see if we still have Mr. George on the line. Honorable Chairman, are you still with us? Okay, away from there, let's come back home here and tell you there were plenty of actions in the Nigeria Professional Football League. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll be giving you some of the results of the matches decided, and of course the English Premier League. Don't forget that Nigeria is getting set to participate in the All Africa Games, and of course preparations are in top gears, and there are various camps all over. Today, we'll be taking you to the camp at the Barrack right here in the Nigerian's capital city. When we come back, these and more stories. And of course, the spokesman of Nasarawa State FA will also be joining us from Lafia to tell us more about sport development in the solid mineral state. Don't go away. This is Talk Sport on Global TV right here in Nigerian's capital city, Abuja. Welcome to the program Talk Sport right here on Global TV, Nigerian's capital city. While we say a very big thank you to the chairman of the Nigeria National League, talking about Mr. George Alu for spending time with us. Let's also inform you that we'll be taking you to Lafia precisely at the Lafia Township Stadium, where the media office of Nasarawa State FA will be telling us more about the solid mineral site and also sport development generally in that state. As we wait for him, let's tell you how it was in some of the result of matches decided in the country. Let's tell you that Rangers International of Enugu powered into the top 3 point of the Nigeria Professional Football League on a day midweek fixtures characterized by two sides. Lobby Stars of Makodi and Roma Stars of Ikena convert their own goals in their 22nd. It appears the chairman is back on the program. Honorable Chairman, good morning and welcome back. Yes, glad to have you this morning again, and apologies for the dead work, but we are glad to have you. We were looking at some of those wonderful changes that you have introduced that is making this competition quite better and different, and also to let you know that the management of Global TV has also lined up series of award like the Glow Player of the Year, the Glow Captain of the Year. So we have about 5 of this award that we're going to work closely with you to ensure that we have the best of grassroots football in the country. Now, before you go, I know that you were at the Cup of Nations. It's something that we'll keep talking and talking and talking and talking. And from the first half, you saw it was a game that Nigeria would have carried the day. But what went wrong? Because you were spotted at the final. What actually went wrong that we narrowly lost to hosts?
Thank you very much. Let me start by commending the Super Eagles for getting to the finals of the Nations Cup. It was not easy. It was sheer determination or hard work on the part of the players, the support from the sports ministry, the Minister of Sports himself, Honorable John Ewaino, was fantastic. He gave the Nigeria Football Federation all the support we needed to go all the way. And when we got to the finals, the Super Eagles themselves did everything to win that trophy for Nigeria. But if you see the atmosphere at the stadium that day, at the start of the Olympic Stadium, the Bimpe, you know that it was going to be a Herculean task. The hosts did everything to win. They said there were 57,000 inside that start Olympic, the Bimpe. But I must tell you, as an eyewitness account, that over 120 Ivorians were inside the stadium. The support for the host was massive. You can see the officiating. Our players were intimidated. At the slightest contact to Osimhen and others, the referee was tactically on the side of the host. But despite that, our players kept their cool. They scored first, and they were going to hang on. But unfortunately, the pressure was just too much on them. So, and you know what it means in Africa, especially, Clinton, for you to be playing the host. It is very rare for you to play the host and still win the trophy. When we were to play Ivory Coast, I knew that it was going to be a Herculean task for the players. But they gave it a good fight. We took the lead and unfortunately threw away the lead in the second half. But all the same, I think they did the country proud. And the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria acknowledged that much. He hosted the players when they returned at Aso Rock and gave them national honor. There's nothing that can be more motivating than that. So it was for us like a golden silver. And it's a charge to the players. They were even pleasantly surprised that they were hosted by the president himself, giving national honor and so many other rewards. So that will propel the players ahead of the World Cup qualifiers. That is another important task. And you know that we'll have South Africa again to contend with in the World Cup qualifiers. And Nigerians want to see the Super Eagles qualify for the biggest, what will definitely be the biggest World Cup ever to be played. That is in USA, Mexico, and Canada. And don't forget that our first World Cup was equally in US 94, where we gave it a very good fight, almost beating Italy. That was in the West South era. And I see these same Super Eagles with the kind of determination they have, with the kind of players we have, going all the way to qualifying for the World Cup and eventually going to US, Mexico, and Canada to show the world that Nigeria is really a big football playing nation. So as for ASCON, I think we gave it a good fight. Nothing to take away from the boys. Getting to the final was not a mean feat by any standard.
I want to say a very big thank you to you, Chairman of the Nigeria National League, Mr. George Alu, for finding time to be part of TalkSport on Global TV this very morning. And of course, the day you are commencing the last laps of the ongoing Nigeria National Football League. Mr. George, a very big thank you to you. I hope you have a word for fans of the NNL.
Thank you, Clinton. Let me start by having a word for you to say a big thank you to Global TV for all the support. We are in this together. That the NNL is making wave today is equally because of the support I've gotten from Global TV and my other media colleagues. The coverage has been massive. So my appeal to corporate Nigeria is to come and support the Nigerian National League. By his grace, we are doing a very good job. I want to say thank you to the president of Nigeria Football Federation, Alhaji Ibrahim Gusso, for the support he's giving to the NNL and other board members of Nigeria Football Federation. Thank you for their support. And to the fans, I say go out there, watch good football. The second stanza starts today. And please, football is all about friendship. Football is one thing that unites Nigeria. I want to see the matches being played under a convivial atmosphere from Kebbi to Yola, from Yola to Lagos, from Lagos to Calabar. I want to see matches being played under a very friendly atmosphere so that at the end of the day, we'll have an NNL that all of us can be proud of.
Thank you very much, Chairman. And of course, commitment from the management of Global TV will be there for you all the time. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
It's my
pleasure. We have been talking to the chairman of the Nigeria National League, a good friend of the house, Mr. George, giving us all that concerns the commencement of the ongoing National League of the NNL across the country, and there will be plenty of action this weekend. And of course, if you are in Nigeria's capital city, you should go at the old parade ground of Ox. You can take a trip in the next 40 minutes, be at Lafayette Township Stadium for another match. Global TV will be there to make sure that you get some of these matches. Away from that, let's take you straight to Lafayette. Let's take a break because our man, the media officer of Nasarawa State United, will be joining us to tell us all he knows about concerning the athletes from Nasarawa State that will be joining the national team for the All-Africa Games. Let's take a break. When we come back, Amos will be with us from Lafayette, the capital. Glad to welcome you back on the program TalkSport right here on Global TV. Coming away live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. Let's take you straight to the capital of Nasarawa State. Our own very, very good friend talking about the media officer of the Solid Mirror team, talking about National Nasarawa United. Mr. Amos is on the line. Amos, good morning and welcome to Talk Sport on Global TV. Yeah, Mr. Amos, I think you need to unmute yourself so that we can get you clearly. We can't hear you. If you unmute yourself, it will be better for us so that we go straight.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you clearly. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. It's nice talking to you again and also seeing your face. It's been a very long time. Should I say Happy New Year or Happy New Month? Because today is March.
I know a lot has been happening in Nasarawa State. Let's start with the cheering news of 3 indigenes making it to the team that will go to Ghana for the All Africa Games. Nasarawa State is already celebrating at the national assignment. Mr. Amos, let's start from there. Tell us more how prepared and what is the atmosphere that 3 of your athletes are in the national team?
Wow, it's actually a great moment. It's an exciting news because in a country like Nigeria, where you have a whole lot of individuals participating in one sporting activity or the other, and they are all doing very well. Nasarawa is one of the last states created in 1996, and we have come a long way when it comes to sporting activities. And this boils down to an administration that leverages on the sporting talent and potentials of the young people in the state. 3 individuals to feature at the national team that will represent the country at the 13th edition of the African Games. It's a no mean feat. It's absolutely wonderful. Just early this morning, there was a press release from the Ministry of Youth and Sport signed by myself, where the government of Nasarawa State was celebrating and congratulating the athletes that made it possible. Number 1 is the taekwondist Louisa Iho, who is she's actually a Benue born, but she's an indigene of Benue State, but she represents Nasarawa State at any sporting competition. She's been doing that from a very younger age, and today she is into the adult category of taekwondo. She's one of the best talent. She went for the national camp in Abuja. I can imagine how she passed through some hurdles before getting to where she is today. And she has assured that she will go there and do not just the state proud, but the country proud. Secondly, we have 2 karatekas. One is an African bronze medalist, Shoma Annie. She's been a gold medalist for the country at the sport festival. She's equally won silver medal. She's equally settled for bronze medal too. But today, she is representing the country in the female category of the karate sport event. Then up next is Ahmed. Ahmed Seidu is a phenomenal figure. And I want to tell you that he's one of the biggest prospects Nasarawa State has discovered. And we do hope that this athlete will not only represent the image of Nasarawa State at this international meet, but to also showcase the I can do spirit of the Nigerian person.
Amos, your state governor, Governor Sule, was spotted at the dressing room of the national team in faraway Ivory Coast for the African Cup of Nations. You have a governor who truly loves sport. Tell us more about sport development generally in Nasarawa State with a man who sees sport as number 1, the state governor, Governor Sule. Amos.
Yes, I think the governor is a unique individual, I must say, because it's not easy with the tax of governance to still have time to support sporting activities under your administration. The man is a quintessential individual when it comes to sporting activity. He was a sport person before becoming the governor. He was in the United States of America. He did a whole lot of things. He was into basketball. He was into tennis. And today, he's taking football as an area where he wants to concentrate so much on, and not just football, sport generally. We have a paradigm shift from what it used to be to a different perspective in Nasarawa State today, because Back in the days, it used to be just football, football, football. But today, His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Nasarawa State, tries to diversify his attention to other sports to ensure that Nasarawa State becomes the hub. He comes with a mantra that he wants to make Nasarawa State the hub of sports and sporting activities in Nigeria. And he has already started that. He started refurbishing sporting infrastructure, constructing new ones as well, and ensuring that the main stakeholders are given a place, not just given a place, they are rewarded for excellence, because he is coming from the private sector and he knows that the reward for hard work is more work. And whenever you encourage somebody who does well, certainly he will put in more energy to get better results. That is what the governor believes in. I want to tell that in all facets of the state, we are experiencing sporting transformation. Everybody is happy. This is helping to curb unemployment. It's helping to curb insecurity and social vices in the state. It's also giving the room for peaceful coexistence among people of different ethnic nationalities. As it stands, you talked about him being in Ivory Coast. Yes, he was invited by the by the vice president of Nigeria, Kashim Shettima. You can imagine all the governors of the country. The governor of Nasarawa State was picked to go in the entourage of the vice president under the federal government delegation. And there he was. He met the goalkeeper trainer of Nasarawa United, who is equally the goalkeeper trainer of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, talking about Olatunji Barua. And there he was told that this is your own employee. And he was surprised that the goalkeeper of the Super Eagles of Nigeria standing up and is doing very well. So you are the brain behind that. So we're so proud of you. So when he came back to Nigeria, immediately after some couple of maybe days, rested, I think 2 days ago on Wednesday, he was able to host the coach. He rewarded him handsomely. I don't want to mention it because he said what he gave to the coach was more of a private presentation to encourage him to ensure that Nasarawa United returns to the elite division in this country.
Yes, talking about Nasarawa State national team, the solid mineral, you guys are participating in the NLL, and it looks like tomorrow will be a day at the Lafia Township Stadium. Tell us where you are currently on the log. Is there a plan that you will soon bounce back to the Premier League, Mr. Amos?
Yeah, we have some couple of matches to end this season. We've so far played some couple of games, and we'll have about 8 more games to play before the curtain will be drawn close. So far, we are third on the league table with 13 points. With 14 because we had a draw against ABS in our last game of the first stanza away from home. And the same opponents are coming to visit us tomorrow in the match day 8, match day 9. So we have every belief and confidence that Nasarawa United will.
You must be having the winning grand. I spoke with the chairman of Benin State Football Association, Mr. Paul. He says playing in Lafia has been all he needed, and he's doing very well. Tell us how supportive football fans in Lafia are, especially at this moment that will ginger you back to the Premier League.
Without missing words, I can proudly say Nasarawa State, or Lafia, where the Lafia City Stadium is located, has some of the best fans in this country. Very, very patriotic fans. What I mean by patriotic fans, fans who are committed to the game, who come all out in support of what they love. They love sports, they love football particularly. That is why Lobby Stars are finding it very easy. They have never lost any game at the Lafia City Stadium. They've only drawn once, that was against Kano Pillars, and it was obvious why they had to draw that game. For us, Nasarawa United, we have not lost any game at home this season, and we have not drawn any. We've had a 100% start to the season, and we're maintaining the momentum. And we hope to continue in that form going forward. All we just need is to make sure that we consolidate on our home result away from home to stabilize our position and to make sure that we're amongst the top 2 teams that will qualify from the Group C table to participate in the Super 8. But that notwithstanding, Nasarawa State has been a beacon of hope when it comes to sports supportership. We have some of the best committed sporting supporters in this country. They are very vociferous, they are very dedicated, they are die-hard.
Of course, Mr. Amos Mr. Amos, all the way from Lafia, giving us update on the situation with the Nasarawa State team,
Committed,
talking
they
about
use their resources to
Nasarawa
ensure that they're going to
United
win.
doing
And that has
everything
actually been a
possible
big morale.
to bounce back to the Nigeria professional side. That is a team that has also represented the country when it comes to the big football of CAF. Mr. Amos, finally, before you go, can you tell us the situation at the Nasarawa State Township Stadium? How is it looking preparing for tomorrow's game?
It's wearing a very beautiful look, more so that I'm responsible. It's within my department to ensure that the stadium is in good shape before the match tomorrow. The pitch panels, the other fittings and others. I would actually be going there any moment from now to ensure that everything is put in order. But together with the State Football Association under the leadership of Salis Ugala, we're ensuring that everything that is needed to ensure a hitch-free game against ABS is put in place. The stadium is wearing a new look, and His Excellency has given a directive. Already, the contractor is on the ground to ensure that the stadium is expanded, including the VIP. If you have ever been to the Lafia City Stadium before, we have a very small VIP stand, but now it has to be expanded. Then the popular side will also be expanded to accommodate more spectators. And then there are also plans to ensure that the popular side is roofed, just like the VIP is also roofed to protect them from the elements. And the tartan track is also wearing a new look. If you have been following what is happening at the Lafia City Stadium lately, you discover that we have brand new tartan tracks fit around the track areas. So the playing turf of the Lafia City Stadium is already brand new and it's beautiful. Anybody who plays there knows that that is one of the best turfs we have in this country as it stands now. So it's going to be a wonderful, beautiful looking atmosphere tomorrow. It's a match the whole world will be looking forward to because Nasarawa United will be doing everything to win that to kickstart the second stanza on a bright note.
I won't let you go without talking about a man you love very much, who is now currently, he is the PAMSEC now of sport in Nasarawa State. Danali, tell me the relationship between you and a man who has seen it all in sport, now being at the affair of sport as the permanent secretary of Ministry of Sport in Nasarawa State, Mr. Amos.
That's a strong one. I think the bond that exists between Chief Barrister Isaac Danladi, the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Youth and Sport, formerly the chairman of Nasarawa United, and myself is just like, should I say, Absalom and David in the Bible? That's the situation. A lot of people thought that I'm his younger brother. We don't share the same local government area. I'm from Nasarawa local government. He's from Karo local government area. But sport has brought us together. And we have this a telepathic understanding between us. We work together to achieve. I've been with Isaac for like 13 years now. And if I tell you I have not learned anything under his leadership, then I am a big liar. I've learned so much. I've improved so much. He has recommended me for a lot of programs. He has supported my course and my profession. You know, if you're in the sport world, it's a very competitive environment. You have to go for a lot of refresher courses that he has supported me. He has given me the leverage to express myself and to also bring my intellectual acumen into being. So that alone, it's a beautiful thing. He's a man that is so distinctive in whatsoever he does. He wants the right thing to be done all the time and insists that the right thing must be done. It doesn't matter whose spouse will be God. So that at the end of the day, posterity will have to stand in defense of him. He also believes in the future belongs to the young guys, and the young guys are people like us to give us a platform. He always tells me, today I'm the permanent secretary. I want you to be the permanent secretary tomorrow. It's very possible because you are a very talented young man. You are so focused. You are so determined. So keep it up. Don't be distracted by anything. He's always there to support me, calling me to tell me if anything is my problem, I should let him know. And that encouragement, makes me to go an extra mile, especially ahead of my colleagues in the business. It's not been easy, but if you have people like Isaac Danladi, I think the shock absorbers will be enough to take you anywhere.
Isaac Danladi, one-time chairman of clubs in the country. Today he's taking his experience to help Nasarawa State sport, and he's doing very, very well, as we heard it from the mouthpiece himself talking about Mr. Amos. Mr. Amos, we want to say a very big thank you, but before you go, what assurance for tomorrow's game? Are you going for 3 maximum points or a draw, or tell us exactly what is your expectation to achieve your tomorrow's result?
I think at a moment like this, 3 points are non-negotiable. I wish we had planned earlier. I would have loved to see you in Latvia. Come and watch it. Sometimes whenever you are told. But one of these days, maybe in our next game, I should be able to invite you to Latvia to come and watch our game. Pass a night and watch for yourself and analyze for yourself whether Nasarawa United has what it takes to return to the Elite League or not. 3 points non-negotiable. That is what we are at for, and we'll continue to be consistent in that particular order until the end of the season.
Just to let you know that the management of Global TV and the Nigeria National League are in partnership. Hopefully, the game in Nasarawa tomorrow will be transmitted on Global TV if our discussion goes well this weekend. So you hope to see Global TV coming to your doorstep tomorrow. Mr. Amos, thank you very much for the finding time to be with us, and we hope to see you tomorrow.
Thank you very much. I will be looking forward to seeing you tomorrow as well in Latvia.
Thank you. Mr. Amos is the media officer of Nasarawa State United. He also works with the Nasarawa State Sport Ministry, giving us all he can to give us a fresh, first-hand information on activities of sport development in Nasarawa State. That's how far we can go on today's edition of the program, Talk Sport, right here on Global TV. But before we go, a look at stories that made headline. We told you that the 2023-2024 second standout of the Nigeria National League will commence today in Abuja with the game, and of course the game between Nasarawa will be tomorrow. We also told you that 3 athletes from Nasarawa State have been penciled down to fly the country's flag at the upcoming national All-Africa Games coming up in Ghana. That's the size of today's edition of the program, Talk Sport, right here on Global TV. My name is Agbo Clinton, and you do have a wonderful sporting day ahead of you, and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Au revoir. Bye.